Well, and imagine if our goal, if our why, as Ryan has been talking about, was take back the Senate in 2014 and take the White House in 2016 in order to begin to reverse progressive policies, period, end of sentence. How would our lives change? How would our activism change if that were everything that we were doing? If everything that we did fell into the service of that goal? How streamlined, how focused would we be? How many of the little things that we spend time complaining about here that we see on our side would just fall away?
Because they aren't in service of those goals.
And I think Ryan is dead on when he talks about we have to get our goals straight. It's something that we should examine on a regular basis. Are we serving the goals that get us where we want to go? We go through all these chains about who's doing what in what office, and whether this Republican's a rhino or that one is a squish on this issue or the other. And
what's your policy proposal for this, that, and the
yes,
other? And
yes.
we have no answer to the,
And I understand the people who want to talk about those distinctions. I get it. I have been one. I understand that a so-called rhino is not a so-called true conservative. Terms, both of which terms I have rejected, but I know people use. And that said, I get that people want to talk about those distinctions, but do those distinctions matter when you are not in power?
No, they don't. At this point, the only distinction that matters is not Democrat.
And I apologize, that's a really crappy place to get to, being not Democrat. That's a really crappy place if that's the best that you're going to get. But if that is the one thing that you do get, then you have moved from Democrat to not Democrat. And that is movement. It's not optimal, but it's movement, and it's a base to build on. People want to have
this. It's a mandatory first step, I mean,
yes.
It's necessary. It's not sufficient, but it's necessary.
Can we say 100-year plan? 100-year plan.
Yeah.
They had one. Why can't we?
Well, exactly.
And it's not like
step one is everybody who's not a Democrat is my potential ally. Period.
No. Everyone is our potential ally. Everyone is our potential ally. I mean, we here's how stupid this is. I mean, the left has just as many cracks and fissures and schisms in it as we do, and more in certain areas. But do we take advantage of that? Not usually. Not usually. And there are places that we absolutely can. And I'm seeing them here as I'm getting more involved on the ground in local stuff. I'm hearing more about these things. I'm hearing more about opportunities that we can take. And if it's here in New Jersey that there are Democrat groups that don't like other Democrat groups, that if you could get a couple of those people to say, hey, you know what, I'm not showing up at the ballot box, and I'm going to tell my friends not to show up at the ballot box, that's huge. That's a huge gain. And there's stuff that we could be doing and that we're not doing. We're not paying attention to votes lost. We only pay attention to votes gained. There's a lot of stuff that we could be focusing on that we're not. And going back to what Fisher was saying about if we had stripped away all of this other stuff and became a streamlined movement like the Democrats are, even in that case, we aren't going to be some rhino party. I mean, there are still people in place already who are extremely conservative, and even if you want to, go down that road, not constitutional conservatives or whatever, these terms that we use that divide us more than they unite us. There's still going to be the Massies and the Amashes and the Cruises. It's not going to be this uniform deal. That's not what it is. It's going to be.
And would you take would you take Mitch McConnell if you could get 4 more Justin Amashas in at the same time? I would.
At the same time, you betcha. I would take 4 Justin Amashas instead of, but if I could, instead of a Mitch McConnell, but Mitch McConnell can ride along with Justin Amash, absolutely.